Hey everyone, it's Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. I hope you are having an awesome Wednesday. It is super snowy here in Boston. I feel like you can see the snow reflected in my glasses. It is probably, I don't know, like 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground here. Kind of surprise snowstorm that we had last night. But we are cozy inside, and let's see, today we are going to be doing one of our weekly member spotlights, which we do every Wednesday at 1:30, and I'm very excited. We're going to be talking with Karen Womack, who is a quilter. She also sells fabric online, so we're very excited to talk with her in a few minutes. And Karen, when you come join us, we're excited to talk to you. And in the meantime, I will point you to the Craft Industry Alliance website. Hi, everybody who's joining, because we have a new piece up today that is all about Etsy, and it's a piece by me that I wrote, and it's about kind of what I see as Etsy's biggest threat at 15. Etsy's turned 15th anniversary of Etsy. And the way that I see it is Etsy. Hi, Karen, I see you. You can request to join the live. I see Etsy's biggest threat actually at 15 as being resellers. So I talk all about if that's ever been something that you've thought about. Head over to craftindustryalliance.org and you can check out the article there. I kind of talk about the level of sort of saturation of the marketplace with shops that are buying things from sites like Alibaba and then putting them up on Etsy, saying that they are handmade, putting them in the handmade category, and then reselling them, and what that does to the culture of the marketplace. So, hey Karen, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, it's good to see you. I'm pretty good. I was just saying that we are kind of having a well, it's not a snow day. The kids are not home from school or anything today, but we have like, I want to say 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground here in Boston. So anyway, I love your glasses. They're so cute.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to come into the 21st century.
You look adorable. I love cute glasses frames. So whenever I see people with adorable glasses, I'm always like, oh, I need to get somebody to upgrade my glasses. They look so adorable on you. So Karen, tell us a little bit about your business and kind of maybe start with how you got started in business, and then tell us a little bit about what you make and sell.
I am Karen Womack. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am a quilt teacher, and I also have an Etsy shop, Quiltstyle. I have been sewing since probably elementary school. I was in that generation that sewed clothes through high school. Gave up sewing when I was in college, and then went back to it later in life as I realized I missed it, and it was a creative outlet. So I started my business because at that time, I could not find the fabrics that I wanted. I was into bright fabrics. At the time I started quilting, there were a lot of calicos and Civil War, which is fine. I still respect those, but it wasn't my style. So I started to curate fabrics that spoke to me. At the same time, I ran into a friend who was who knew that the local Joann's was looking for a teacher, so I became a quilt teacher there. And my business just took off from there. I see myself primarily as a quilt teacher, and I de-stash, or I buy fabric that I like and then put it in my Etsy shop. So
Great.
That's how it started. Yeah.
And so when you were teaching at Joann, when you were first kind of getting going, what kind of classes were you teaching, and what was that like? Because I know a few people who have taught at Joann, and it's a little different from teaching at, say, like a local quilt shop. So tell us about that experience.
Yes, so Joann had their own class offerings, and we were given the curriculum to teach. So I taught children and I taught adults. My most popular class was Adult Quilt Making 101, where you learned a block, a 12-inch block. And it introduced, I liked 101 because I always tell my students I've made every mistake there is possible. So look at this class as your introduction to quilting. You will finish a block when you leave here, and you'll make a decision whether or not you want to go forward. So it was the advantage of teaching in a store, as you know, is if you make a color change or something, then the store is right there. The disadvantage is you don't always have the, how shall I say, individual. If you wanted to change the block, or if a student wanted to do a little bit something different, I had less opportunity to meet the needs of my students.
Okay. And so that's such an interesting experience. And I think I love teaching 101 classes because you get that spark of excitement from people who've
Yeah.
never tried something and are a little bit scared, and then their eyes are open to the potential. I love those beginner students, so I can definitely relate. And so have you gone on since then to teach in other environments? You really consider yourself a quilt teacher, so I'm assuming the answer is yes. And where else have you taught, and what other kinds of teaching experiences have you had since then?
I teach at the regional show. It used to be called the Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet Festival. Now it's called the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, because they have expanded beyond knit and crochet. So I have been the quilt teacher there for about 3 years or so. They are under new management. I expect to continue. I've also taught at libraries. At my local library, I offer a free class for those who, want to dabble and just want to experiment. I also teach for my guild. I belong to 3 quilt guilds, and over the years I've taught still basic quilting techniques. What I find is my best student is someone who's tried to do it on their own, and then they couldn't figure things out, so then they come back to me to either learn the fundamentals or help them achieve what they want. So I have had a variety of experiences in teaching. Yeah, and I love it all. But again, I like the beginner students. I think it's important to for anyone who is interested in coming into our quilt industry, to give them an opportunity to see what it's like.
Absolutely. And is there a specific technique that you have found that a lot of people kind of come to your classes with and don't quite have mastered, or are struggling with, that you show them that is especially useful or helpful to them? Is there a specific thing people often are stumbling on, and then you're able to help them move forward with?
Well, I would say it's straight stitching. Sometimes it's the machine. A lot of us, myself included, don't always sit down and play with our machines. We don't know all of the features, how to correct the tension so that you get a good stitch. And if you don't have a good stitch in your sewing machine, you are not going to be happy with the outcome. So I do have a lot of students who just decide that they want to learn how to straight stitch.
It's so interesting. It's so basic. And for me at least, one of the blessings of sewing, and really of crafting in general, but of sewing in particular, is that it makes you slow down, and it makes you just have to focus. Because I'm the type of person who's always in a rush, and I always just want to get everything done. And honestly, that serves me pretty well in life, but there are definitely things that does not work for, and it does not work for sewing. You have to slow down. And so what you're saying is that, really learning to use your sewing machine, understanding what the straight stitch is, understanding the quarter inch seam for quilting, for example, is an important skill.
Absolutely. Even if you want to art quilt, there are people who don't necessarily want to make the traditional blocks, but you still need to be able to understand your machine and understand how the stitches are made and how, more importantly, how to make adjustments to get the outcome that you need.
And as you're growing your business this year or working on your business this year, what are some of the things that you're kind of focusing on or thinking about for your own business, whether it's during this pandemic that we've all been facing or coming into 2021 and sort of thinking about the future? What are you focusing on?
I am interested in teaching virtually. That will give me the opportunity to reach more people. I'll always be an in-person teacher because, you know, sometimes people learn differently. And sometimes people just want to be in front of a teacher to understand perhaps how they made a mistake, how they can correct themselves and move forward. I am also looking at expanding my Etsy shop, my fabrics. I have one fabric in particular that is very popular with African American and brown women. It is called Electra, and I sell a lot of that fabric. So I'm looking, I have added 2 additional colors, and it is my most popular seller. So I'm looking for more fabric that would speak to Black and brown sewers.
Wonderful. Do you have any samples of Electra near you that you could show us?
I do. It is a
Wow.
silhouette of an African woman, and she's got her earrings, and she's she's got a lot of attitude.
Beautiful.
And
That
that
is
is,
beautiful.
yeah, it's the name of it is Electra, and it's by Alexander Henry Fabrics. And this is I'm trying to get my phone to go in the right direction. This is a sample I made of how it can be used. It is a large scale fabric.
Yeah.
So, you know, the age old question for sewers is, what do you do with large
Right.
scale fabric that you can't cut up, and you want to preserve the integrity of the design, but you want to make a quilt out of it? So I have some ideas with that. How not to cut off her head or her nose or those types of things.
That's a fantastic print. It is so striking.
Yeah.
I see why it is so popular. So thank you for showing it to us. And do you have some of it in stock in your shop now?
I do. I have it in my Etsy shop, Quiltstyle. And if anyone goes to Quiltstyle, you will see it.
Fantastic.
Fabrics.
I can see why it's such a popular seller. I love Alexander Henry fabrics too. They're super good quality. So whatever you're going to make from it is going to be really lasting and wash beautifully and wear beautifully, or whatever you end up doing with it too.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Karen, thank you so much for telling us a little bit about your story, about your teaching, about your business, and introducing us to this beautiful fabric. It's been wonderful talking with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, so everyone go check out Quiltstyle and follow Karen on Instagram as well. And thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Take care.
Bye.
Bye everybody.